Alex, are you home yet?
Hey, Mom. Yep, just got back.
Has the invite arrived yet? You know, to your cousin Selena's wedding.
Oh, it has, now that you mention it. I haven't opened it yet, though.
It's on the second Saturday of December. 3 months from now. Don't forget it. Make sure you book it off from work ASAP. I won't hear anything about you not coming.
Jeez, Mom, I know. I'll be there.
You're welcome to bring your boyfriend along, too. How does that sound?
How does it sound? I don't know. I don't have a boyfriend.
Huh? You still don't have one? How many years has it been now?
Is that any of your business?
Of course it is. If my own daughter's love life isn't my business, then what is? You're my flesh and blood. Dear, what mother would want to see their daughter grow old alone? I can't think of anything more tragic. You're already over 30. You're no spring chicken anymore. I really do feel awful for you, dear.
You ever tried looking in a mirror? You didn't find a new partner after Dad died. How many years has it been now? You're just as alone as I am.
Wrong. I have your brother Kyle here with me. Even without your father around, I'm still not alone, because I was wise enough to have children. But you don't have a boyfriend or kids. Where does that leave you in the grand scheme of things?
I take it you're asking what my plan is for the future when I get old. Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't thought about it. But if I'm still single after I retire and my body starts failing me, I'll just enter old folks' home.
Alex, don't even say such things. I can't think of anything more tragic and depressing. Dear, oh dear, you're my eldest daughter. You're supposed to be the one with your head screwed on properly. In spite of that, your little brother Kyle has his life in far better order. It's supposed to be the other way around.
You speak as if there's a proper way for people to be at different stages in their life. And let me guess, you're the one who gets to define this arbitrary standard? Everyone's different, Mom. Anyway, forget Kyle. You should be more grateful for Emma. What kind of wife actually agrees to move in with her mother-in-law in this day and age? She's 1 in a million.
She wanted to because I'm such an amazing, virtuous person.
What?
Which part don't you get? She obviously wanted to move in with me because I'm such a fantastic mother-in-law.
Is that really something you say about yourself? I can only imagine what Emma's life must be like there. You're not bullying her or anything, are you?
How dare you? What a ridiculous question. What on earth must you think of me to even ask something like that?
You really want to know? I think you're the product of a bygone age of the worldview based on oppressive, misogynistic stereotypes. The fact you can say stuff like a woman's true happiness in life is to get married, or single women all end up miserable and depressed with a straight face, tells me all I need to know about how you see the world. I'm sure you wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to go off spewing this stuff to Emma, and the thought is honestly a little upsetting since she's stuck in the same house as you.
You don't have to worry about her. Unlike you, she knows how to do what she's told. She doesn't give me back chat at every opportunity. She's a very good girl, actually. I treat her an awful lot better than you because she isn't constantly doing things to annoy me.
I'm pleased to hear that. Marriage isn't everything, but who knows? Maybe I'll find the right person one day, maybe I won't. You might get grandkids from me too one day, but I can't guarantee anything.
Goodness gracious me, Alex. I really don't think this is a laughing matter. I just don't understand you sometimes. Grandkids born to your daughter-in-law and your actual daughter, your own flesh and blood, are not the same.
Seriously, Mom? Please stop speaking like that. I'm sure you like the idea of me giving you grandkids because you think it'd be easier to get them to do what you say if they were mine. But Emma's been kind enough to move in with you. Don't you think you should show a little more gratitude in the way you talk about her? I hope you never say stuff like that when her or Kyle are around.
Oh, please, I'm not that stupid. Relax. I was just thinking out loud.
Well, in that case, I'd prefer if you didn't say things like that around me again either. Can you promise me you'll never say anything like that to her? She'd be crushed. I can't help but worry about her now.
Didn't I just tell you not to bother? Do you ever shut up? You're like a broken record. Is there an off button?
I'm the broken record. You're one to talk. You order me to get married virtually every single day. You're so boring, it's a wonder I don't fall asleep every time you message me. Anyway, gotta eat. Bye.
Excuse me, young lady, you will wait. This conversation is not over.
I don't have anything else to say. Besides, I'm exhausted from work. I really am going. Bye. Mom, is Kyle away on a business trip at the moment?
Yes, he is. Why do you ask? Is something wrong?
It's Saturday, so I asked him to come and pick me up from the station. But he told me he's not in town anymore.
Huh? You wanted him to collect you from the station? Does that mean you're coming home?
Yes, it does. Are you surprised?
You can't just show up without telling me. Do you really expect me to be able to take you in without any warning? I need time to make arrangements. This is just plain rude, Alex.
Huh? Wait, why? I have a bedroom, don't I? Is having me over a problem?
Of course it is. We're busy living our own lives here. You don't just get to barge in unannounced. It's not that I don't want you to come, but you can't expect me to have things ready if you turn up without telling me.
Jeez, Mom, I'm sorry. But do you really have to get so mad?
Then there's food to think about. Emma would really appreciate if you told us you were coming too.
But she told me I was welcome back home any time before.
She was clearly just being polite. No one ever actually means it when they say things like that. This might be the family home, but you don't live here anymore. And it's very presumptuous of you to think you have the right to barge in unannounced like this. You know what? Don't come. You're not welcome here today.
Look, Mom, I said I'm sorry for springing this on you at such short notice. But is there really any need for this? Don't you think you're being horrible?
No, I don't. Allow me to repeat myself. Do not come home today.
Why not? There are some things I need to take from my room. I'm coming.
Fine, just take what you need and leave.
What? Why? Why can't I stay over? Our neighborhood's hardly full of hotels, is it?
There's nowhere for you to sleep. All we have is a dusty old bed.
That's okay, a dusty old bed works for me. I'm stopping by at a coffee shop with a friend who came to the station to pick me up. I'll be home when we're done.
I'm not even at the house right now.
Huh?
I just left for a girls' hot spring resort holiday with my friends. We're driving out now.
Oh, I see. Is that why you're panicking?
I don't know what you mean. I'm not panicking at all. I just wish you would have told me earlier so I could get you a room and some food ready. I mean, really? You can't seriously expect to have a room ready in a house you don't even live in on such a short notice.
It's fine. I can do all that by myself. I really am sorry, Mom. I won't do it again. I'll let you know when I'm coming next time.
Yes, please do. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I think Emma's out too.
She is? I guess she's bound to go out if you or Kyle aren't home. I'll message her later on. That reminds me. I heard someone suspicious was spotted in the neighborhood lately.
Huh?
My friend told me. Do you know anything about it? She said it looked like some sort of soaking wet, ghostly-looking woman. Apparently all the local school kids are calling her the Dripping Lady. It's kinda scary.
Sounds like a load of nonsense to me. I don't know anything about it. I've never seen anyone like that. Probably just a silly story the kids came up with. You know what they're like at that age.
Maybe, but there were some times weird old guys would hang around the neighborhood back when I was a kid. It could be real. Anyway, when will you be back from your holiday?
Tomorrow evening.
Oh, really? In that case, I might be able to catch you before I leave. Stay safe. Enjoy your holiday. Hey, Emma. Sorry to keep messaging you like this. You said you were out shopping, right? Does that mean you'll be eating out for supper?
No, I was thinking of eating something at home when I got back, actually.
In that case, how about I rustle something up for us? I can use the stuff in the fridge. I'll let my mom know what I've used before she gets back, so don't worry about her flipping out or anything.
Thanks, I'd like that. Sorry it's so late.
Don't be silly, Emma. It's fine. It must be nice to have some time to yourself with my mom and brother gone. You probably want to relax and enjoy yourself.
No, it's not like that. I was just about to come home.
Oh, really? Where'd you go anyway? There have been sightings of a suspicious soaking wet woman around the neighborhood lately. You should be careful. Oh, I know. Let me come and pick you up. We have the car here, and you probably went out on foot, right? It's already dark out, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little worried about you with all these strange rumors going around.
It's fine, don't worry. That woman is me.
Huh? It's you? Wait, what? You're the subject of the rumors? But that doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Well, they did say it was a woman, but huh? I don't understand. Apparently she was wet, though, from the top of her head to the tips of her toes. How could it be you? I don't follow.
Because I had water poured on me.
What? By who?
Your mom?
What? My mother?
I can't prove it, though. I know it sounds crazy, and you probably don't believe me.
No, I believe you. Trust me, I know better than anyone what my mom's like. But wow, I have to say I'm surprised. I didn't think she'd go as far as bullying you like this. Pouring water on you? This is a new low even for her. Jesus.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have told you.
Don't apologize, sweetie. You haven't done anything wrong. If anything, I should be apologizing for my brother. He should have never let this happen. I can't believe you had to go through that. I'm sorry.
I've been working so hard to win your mom's approval. I wanted nothing more than for this shared living arrangement to work. I do everything she asks immediately, and it never seems to get me anywhere with her. I'm starting to think she'll never accept me.
Emma, think about it. Do you really need or want the approval of someone who would pour water over you? Never mind approval, she should be begging for forgiveness. I could throttle her for this. Did she do anything to you today? She almost lost her mind when I told her I was coming home on short notice.
Probably because she just poured water all over me. It was always the same routine. She'd fill up her bucket, drench me with water, then demand I go out to buy her groceries.
Oh my god, she really is the worst.
Oh, Alex, I was wrong. I do have a way of proving what she did.
Huh?
Usually when she abuses me, it tends to be verbal. She never does it when Kyle or anyone else is around. She's super sly. But after you surprised her by coming home today, she sent me a message. She almost never messages me, so she must be in a real panic. It says, "There will be hell to pay if you dare let Alex see you soaking wet, young lady."
Wait, is that why you're still out so late?
Yes, I've been hiding in a nearby abandoned factory all day.
You have got to be kidding me. I think I know the factory you mean. I'm coming to get you right now. Hold tight, okay? The nights are getting colder now. You must be freezing. It's dangerous for you to stay out any longer. Emma, I'm so sorry my mom did this to you. I promise I'm gonna protect you from her from now on. I'll never, ever let her do anything like this again.
Good evening, Alex. You don't seem to be in the house anymore, so I take it you went home.
Yep. I take it that means you're back at the house then?
Yes, the highways were all crowded. It took a lot longer to get back than I expected. Sorry again that I couldn't make any preparations for having you stay with us, dear.
Don't worry about it.
So, how did it go? I hope you didn't cause Emma any trouble while you were around. That girl can be very sensitive sometimes, and the last thing she needs is you getting in her way.
Did I cause her any trouble? I wonder.
I wonder? What's that supposed to mean? Did you do something to her? She's not in the house either, and she isn't answering my text or picking up the phone. Do you know something about this? What's going on?
Something tells me that might have something to do with her being sick and tired of you pouring buckets of water over her. Which is why no matter how desperately you try to call her, she won't be picking up.
Huh? What the devil are you talking about? I don't know anything about that.
She told me everything, you vicious bully.
Me? A vicious bully? I've never heard anything so ridiculous. What's gotten into you, Alex? I'm nothing of the sort. I haven't a vicious bone in my body, and I wouldn't bully a fly. Besides, you do know Kyle lives with us, don't you? How on earth could I bully my son's wife with him around? He'd be furious with me. Really, Alex, you shouldn't joke about things like this.
You're right. He would be furious. That's why you always made sure he was never around when you tormented and abused her, isn't it? You poured buckets of water on her and forced her to go out shopping soaking wet every single day. You're sick in the head. At least now I know why you were panicking so much when I announced I was coming home. You were worried about me finding out.
No, you're wrong. It wasn't like that at all. This has to be a setup. She's trying to paint me as a wicked mother-in-law, but it couldn't be further from the truth. She might come off as sweet and innocent, but when no one else is looking, she's spiteful and wicked. She has it in for me. To tell you the truth, dear, I'm struggling to cope with it at all. Please, Alex, you have to believe me. I'm your mother.
Wait, so let me get this straight. You're saying that Emma is lying about you bullying her and is in fact the one bullying you?
Yes, exactly. She's trying to drive me out of this house so she can have it and my son all to herself. I just know it. Listen, darling, the only reason I've kept quiet about it for so long is because I know how busy you are, and I didn't want to worry you. I thought if I put up with it, she might stop eventually. But no, it just keeps getting worse. She's so horrible to me. She calls me every name under the sun. She makes threats, she mocks me for being old, and gloats about how she's going to rob me of everything I hold dear. Oh, when Kyle isn't around, of course.
Prove it.
I can't prove it. That's what I mean. She's cunning, Alex. She schemes. She only does it when we're alone so no one finds out. She's as nice as pie when Kyle's in the house, like butter wouldn't melt.
In that case, I believe Emma. Because unlike you, she has proof.
Proof?
You messaged her the day I came back, didn't you? You mentioned how she was soaking wet after you pulled your little bucket trick. How did it go again? Oh yeah. There will be hell to pay if you dare let Alex see you soaking wet, young lady. You told her to stay outside in the cold, soaking wet though, and only come back to the house once her clothes have dried out.
Oh, that? That was, it was terribly silly of her. But Emma tripped and fell into a bucket of water while she was vacuuming the house just before I went out for my holiday.
Oh, she did she? Even if that was true, she could have just changed her clothes or even taken a shower. How does tripping over at the house and getting wet lead to her being forced to stay outside completely drenched and freezing cold, and being banned from coming home until she dried off? I fail to see how A leads to B, Mom.
Alex, no, I wasn't like that, I swear. You're making a huge misunderstanding. Look, I admit there might have been times when I poured water on her, but I never did it to bully or upset her. I just felt like I had to defend myself because she was harassing me. It was a counterattack. I was never the aggressor.
Emma was harassing you, huh? Any examples?
Like I told you before, she berated and insulted me when there was no one else around.
She berated you?
She called me a decrepit old hag and told me I wasn't welcome around the house anymore.
Pathetic. Is that all you can come up with? You're gonna have to give me something more specific, or at least provable. Because Emma wrote in her diary every single day in explicit detail about your wicked campaign of abuse against her. How it started, how it escalated, what you did, when you did it, how you changed when Kylo's around. It was like some horrific, non-fiction horror novel. She wrote all about how you'd throw away her meals after she'd spent all day slaving over a hot stove to feed you all. And the rest? To be honest, it's too much for me to even put into messages.
I told you she's lying. Just because it's written doesn't make it true. She's doing this to frame me. Anyone can write anything in a diary.
The sheer volume of content in that diary isn't something you can come up with on a whim overnight. She must have spent hours and hours, if not days, writing all the stuff in there. She must have gone through several different pens because the color of the ink changes from time to time. I don't know if she was crying when she wrote it, but some of the pages are covered in smudges. I asked her why she didn't tell Kyle about what you were doing. She broke down in tears and said she put up with it because she was desperate to win your approval.
Emma, please hear me out. I never did any of this through malice or ill will.
What could this possibly be other than ill will and malice? You mean you poured buckets of water over her out of love and compassion?
You know how I've always had a tendency to speak my mind. She said she wanted my approval, but all I was doing was treating her like my own daughter. Surely you remember how I used to be with you. It was no different to that. I was just strict from time to time, that's all.
Yeah, you most definitely do have a tendency to speak your mind. But you never poured buckets of water over me. Remember before how you said you treat her better than me? You were lying, weren't you?
If she got the wrong end of the stick and misinterpreted my strictness as bullying, I apologize. Where did she go? Do you know where she is right now?
She came back to my house with me. I'm never letting her anywhere near you again. She didn't misunderstand anything. How about you just admit what a bullying tyrant you are? At least then I could respect your honesty. If you don't even have the decency to do that, then me and you are done.
Alex, please, I'm sorry. I admit it, I'm sorry. Please just tell Emma to come back home. I don't want her to think she isn't welcome around here. Aha! How about I cook her some lamb and potatoes? How does that sound? Kyle will be furious if he finds out about this. You have to promise me you won't tell him. He might even kick me out.
The time for reconciliatory lamb and potatoes has passed, Mom. And obviously, Kyle's gonna be pissed. What kind of husband wouldn't be after what you did to his wife?
I swear I'll never be mean to Emma again. I'll make up for everything I did to her. If I do ever go back to my old ways, I'll happily let them both walk out of my life forever. I can change, I swear. That's why I'm begging you. Please just give me one more chance. I won't let you down this time, I mean it. I'm committed to becoming a better person. A son is a precious thing to a mother. I can't bear the thoughts of losing my Kyle. I just thought he was out of her league. I never understood why he married the likes of her when it could have any woman he wanted. I thought he could do better.
Emma's an amazing woman and a loyal wife. Let's face it, it takes a special breed of woman to willingly move in with you.
I'm sorry. I was out of control. Thank you for giving me pause to stop and think about my behavior, dear. I don't know what I'd do without you. I feel truly awful. I'm so sorry.
It's not me you need to apologize to.
Of course I'll apologize to Emma, too. I'll do whatever it takes to earn her forgiveness. I'll work hard to show her how truly, deeply sorry I am. Please just don't tell Kyle, I'm begging you. If he finds out, I'm finished. Done. So what do you say, dear? Can we keep this all on the down low?
Do you seriously think that's still a possibility? It's too late.
Huh? What do you mean too late?
I already told Kyle. He said him and Emma are moving out.
Oh my god, no! This is exactly why I didn't want him finding out. What have you done? I'll be all on my own. Are you telling me to live out my final years in loneliness and isolation? Is that what you want for your elderly mother? I raised you and Kyle with nothing but love and tenderness.
You wouldn't have ended up on your own if you didn't wage a hateful bullying campaign against your daughter-in-law. Actions have consequences. Emma was the loveliest wife a mother could ever hope for their son to have, and you treated her like dirt. She wanted to move in with you because she wanted you all to get along more than anything. You're the one who ruined everything, and you don't have anyone to blame but yourself. I never told you this, but if Kyle and Emma hadn't moved in with you, I was thinking of moving in myself. But now that I know how you treated Emma, I have no intention of going anywhere near you, and I certainly wouldn't be looking after you.
Alex, please, don't abandon your mother. I put my heart and soul into raising you and your brother. I gave everything I had and more to make sure you're always happy and never wanted for anything. I raised you with nothing but love.
That's funny because from what I remember, you were constantly complaining about us, insulting us, and barking orders at us like we were your personal slaves. You have a very selective memory. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you were never nice to us at all. But mine and Kyle's childhoods and what you did to Emma are two completely separate issues. I'm ashamed and embarrassed to call a malicious bully like you my mother. How would you feel if someone else's parents were treating me or Kyle like that?
You're right. I'm sorry. I feel so awful about what I've done. Can't you seem remorseful? Please, I'm begging you. Just don't leave me on my own.
You did this, Mom. The only reason you haven't been on your own this whole time is because Emma was kind enough to agree to her and Kyle moving in with you. It has nothing to do with you being such an amazing, virtuous person as you put it. Virtue? Don't make me laugh. The only person you care about is yourself. Kyle declared to our mom he was cutting her out of his and Emma's lives the moment he got back from his business trip. I agreed to let the two of them stay at my place until they found a place of their own. I could tell Emma was feeling pretty down. The way my mom treated her had obviously taken its toll. I did my best to make sure she could relax and feel comfortable while she was staying with me. Finding herself completely alone in the world all of a sudden must have taken its toll on my mom, because when I bumped into her around town a month later, she looked like she'd aged 10 years. The color was drained from her face, and far from the brash, sharp-tongued loudmouth we once knew her as, she was now quiet, subdued, and deflated. It's almost like she'd lost the will to live. She cried alone in her bedroom while Kyle and Emma were loading their belongings into the back of the moving van. My description of her might sound tragic, but don't think that means I have any sympathy for her. There's a reason she ended up this way. I hope she spends the rest of her life reflecting on that and uses the whole experience as an opportunity to become a better person. Who knows? Maybe she can redeem herself yet. But if she does, she'll have to do it on her own. Me and my brother can't bring ourselves to forgive her for what she did, and we don't ever intend to see her again. However, in order to make sure she never causes Kyle and Emma any more trouble, we told her that if the time for her to enter an old folks' home ever comes, she just has to reach out and we'll be there to help her with the procedures. I was so shocked to find out my mom was bullying her own daughter-in-law. It's embarrassing to think we're even related. There's no doubt about it. Her life sucks now, but I don't feel sorry for her and I never will. Hopefully, she lives tormented by perpetual regret for what she did to Emma. She couldn't have bullied a nicer girl. As for Emma, she seems like a different person after finally escaping her tormentor. Now, she's always bright, bubbly, and full of cheer. Her and Kyle recently moved out of my place after finding a new apartment. We grew really close during the time she stayed with me while the two of them looked for a place. We could talk about anything, and I consider her one of my best friends. Oh, and hey, guess what? She messaged me with some news a couple of days ago. Emma's pregnant. I'm as happy for her as I would be if it was my own. I know giving birth to and raising a child can't be easy, and I'll always be there to support her as much as I can. I want Emma to think of me as a sister-in-law she can rely on, and not just that, but a friend. She's been through a lot, and if anyone deserves to be happy, it's her.